Hi, I'm Dr. Tamara Hamai. I help mission-driven leaders create more sustainable impact through every transition. In this video, I'm talking about the 3 things that you need to create sustainable income and impact. Whether your organization is nonprofit or for-profit, you need these 3 things. The first is a strong mission. Your mission is what you do and why. A strong mission is deeply embedded in what your customer or your participant, the community that you're serving, what they really want, what they need, and how they want to be served. That's not the same as you seeing a problem that they're experiencing and solving it for them. It's going beyond that. Instead, you're actually talking to them and hearing from their perspective. What sort of changes do they want in their lives, and how do they envision those changes happening? Then you look at how you can serve. What are your strengths as an organization, as a leader, with the people that you have working with you? What are your assets? What do you do really well? What are you uniquely positioned to do that other people aren't already doing, or they won't do it in the same way or as well as you do? Combining the way that people want and can be served with the way that you can serve is how you're going to develop a really strong service that you can then create impact in a way that other people cannot. When you have that mission, you map out the journey of transformation for how people experience change by going through the activities and services you deliver to changing their lives in the short term, the intermediate, and the long term. By mapping out that journey, you actually are creating a really simple way for people to see how they could, if they just joined your services, change their lives. The next thing is having a consistent and strong method. Your method is how you do what you do. This is how you operate your organization in the back end, like your bookkeeping and your paperwork. It's also how you deliver consistently high quality services so that every single person that goes through your programs experiences the same service and achieves the same kinds of outcomes. Your service should not be different for every person. There might be very specific ways that you have designed so that you know that there are potential differences for different groups of people, where maybe there are 3 different paths that people go through in order to achieve the same kinds of outcomes, depending on their characteristics or their specific circumstances. But you shouldn't be customizing your service to every single person every single time. While that might seem like you're being responsive, it actually can mean that you aren't actually addressing the same thing for everyone. You're not helping people in the way that you are promising. You're helping them in however way you've decided to react in that moment. So having some options that you can consistently provide to people so that you know work, depending on their specific situation or the things that they already have around them in their lives, what strengths they already have, that is going to make it so that you have a consistent pathway journey from point A, when they're joining the program, to point B when they come out the end. It makes it so that you have a story that you can tell and a story that you can track as people go through your programs. When you have efficient processes behind your service delivery and your business operations, you're able to, over time, get better and better at doing the same thing with less resources. The more consistent systems you have, the easier it is for you to do the same thing each month, each week, each day as you go through the same processes over time. And improving your efficiency means that you can get better at what you do, create the same level of impact and deliver the same quality of services, but do it with less effort, less time, and less money. This is how you get to sustainability of your service delivery. Third is a strong, coherent message of what you do and the impact you create in people's lives. Message is all about talking to people about what you do and why they should either join your services or support your organization. Each audience that you talk to is going to have different preferences and different ways that they communicate. For example, I hate the telephone. I hate making phone calls and I don't like getting phone calls. Whereas my mother loves the phone. She would love to have a phone call with you. And she often wants to call me. But we've had this discussion because we have different preferences of communication. This is relevant to your organization because your audiences that you're communicating with, whether it is your potential client, a potential participant in your program, a potential donor, a potential funder, a potential grantor, they have ways that they already want to communicate. The spaces they show up, their preferred styles of communication. And you, as an organizational leader, but also within your organization, you each have different preferences and strengths of your communication. It's important for you to look at the overlap between what is the way that they want to hear from you and the way they want to communicate with you and what you're good at. Unfortunately, you also have to prioritize them over you because you're the one communicating with a specific objective. And they're the ones out there that are completely content on their own right now. So it's up to you to figure out how to effectively communicate with each audience in the way that they want to hear from you, with the information that they want to hear from you. So a potential participant or client is going to want to hear different information from you than someone who is a potential grantor or donor. Your potential participant might want to hear stories about people who have gone through your program, how they've experienced the program, and what they came out of the program having received in terms of benefits or changes in their lives. Whereas someone who's a potential funder might want to hear how many people you've served, how many people have experienced the promised outcomes, and to what degree they've experienced those outcomes, like small or large. They might also want to hear about how much it costs for each person to go through the program. So your message is catered to the objective that you have for each audience, communicating the information that you need in the way you need to be effective to achieve that objective, catered to the preferences of communication for each audience. So talking about what you do and why you do it, the impact you create, is not a straightforward thing where you have a template that you use with everybody. Instead, you have a specific communication plan for each audience, for each objective that you have for those audiences. Having a strong mission, method, and message will lead you to creating more sustainable impact through every transition, up and down, through every bump of the economy and every policy change. If you liked this video, hit like. If you want more information on how organizations can create more sustainable impact through every up and down, subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Rock on.